Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another live with the Wine Consul. And today we're going to be talking again about a passion that I have, which is Croatian wines. Everybody knows a little bit about that, and I'm going to start greeting everyone who is joining. Hi, hola, Yvette, ¿cómo estás? Okay, so the main topic today is going to be, we're going to be talking, first of all, today is the last day of Hispanic Heritage Month. So we're going to talk about Croatian wines. I fell in love with Croatian wines a while ago, and it's been a passion for me for a long time, almost 2 years now, doing research, creating a course, etc. So I'm very passionate about it. And I've been talking about it for so long, and I have my favorite. So the best way to end the have a great guest and a great colleague and another Latina in wine like myself. And we're going to welcome Marina La Forgia. Welcome back. I'm so happy
Hello.
to see you and have you here. Oh my God, this is great. I really enjoyed
Hi,
our
Ellen.
last time. Nice to see you, Marina.
Oh, thank you.
¿Cómo
Thank
estás?
you. You too. You have a beautiful background.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's just great that we are joining forces today to talk about a passion that I have that you already know, which is Croatian wines. So much. And then also we're going to talk a little bit more about prices and great finds under $30. We're going to give a few recommendations for the fall and the winter after you taste the
Good.
wine, right?
Yes.
And I'm very
Yes.
excited for the wines that we're going to be tasting. For the ones who didn't know and who didn't attend our previous live with Marina La Forgia, she's from Argentina. She speaks several languages, and she's a wine professional, a sommelier, a journalist, a wine communicator, and also a wine judge.
Yes. So that was my
So,
last weekend. Yes, tasting a lot of wines from all over the world. Yes.
yes,
A beautiful experience.
I know, I
Yes.
can imagine. Maybe you can mention something about that if you don't mind, if you are already, I mean, if you're okay to share that information with us. How does a wine get into a competition like that?
Well, this is Selección Mundial de Wine. It's the only wine competition in North America, the most important one that is under the sponsorship of the OIV, the Organización Internacional del Vino. And that means that you have to follow certain regulations. It's not that all the wines that participate get a medal, for example. There is a 30% of the wines in competition that are allowed to be awarded. So that means that not everyone is getting a medal. Some other wine competitions in the world are more informal, are not regulated by the OIV, and
Right.
so you can give medals to everybody. What they do is to register the wines. They register the wines to the competition. This is something very important. And in terms of Europe, for example, it's the only this competition here in Canada is the only one that has so many European wines in competition outside Europe, no? Because you have the Concours de Bruxelles, you have the Citadelle du Vin, the Vinalist, the international wine competition in London. There are a lot in Europe, but the only one outside Europe that receives a lot of wines in competition is this one. So we
Amazing.
had almost yes, we have 1900, almost 2000 wines in competitions. And just to let you know, I don't know the results because only we got into the gold medals. The only the best 50 wines were announced, but now they are working on all the information for the gold medal and silver medal. But as I
Mm.
knew, there were Croatian wines in competition. I don't know if they got a gold medal or a silver medal. They didn't win the gold medal one, but let's wait if there is some wines. But I saw that seven wines were from Croatia. So
Oh.
Croatia was participating also in the competition. I don't know the names of the wines because we taste. It's a blind tasting actually. If you want to know how it works, it's a blind tasting. Um, like 10 or 11 commissions of judges tasting at the same time, but five tables of five tasting the same wine. I had the honor also for the second time to be also the president of one of the commissions. So I had
Yay.
this task and responsibility to make sure that everybody was tasting in the proper way and
Mhm.
in blind and without giving any because if you taste the one and you start doing like that, you have to be very objective and you have a few seconds, 2 3 minutes to taste the
Wow.
wine. And it's like a picture. What you see of the wine at that moment is what will get into the result. So it's like a picture. If you got a picture, but you put you close your eyes, well,
That's
it's a
very
picture.
interesting.
So
That's really interesting. Like sometimes when we're tasting wines, and I am not a sommelier, but I'm a wine professional now, but I don't consider myself a sommelier because I never serve the wines. I never serve it. So,
yeah,
but you know what? When you taste wines, and it doesn't. That's so nice to picture what you're feeling, what you're tasting, and that's
yes,
the most important thing. As
yes.
mentioned in previous lives, I'm not going to tell you, oh, Poshi tastes like apples, and you will be like, okay, but you might taste a different fruit. It's very the tasting at the end is subjective in that way,
It's
right?
very subjective. So tasting in a wine contest must be very, very
Very
objective, and you
objective.
cannot start saying, "Ah, I feel apples, I feel." No, it's you taste the quality in terms of intensity
If it's
and all
balanced, if
that,
it's
and the
intense,
back.
if it's
And
clear.
you don't know where it comes from, you don't know what the grape is, you don't anything. It's blind tasting. So you see it's a white still wine or a red still wine, or maybe they say that it's organic, or maybe you know if it's a sparkling, but
Yeah.
this is the only thing. So you don't know where it comes, and that's the surprise because when you see after when you end the session, you have 3 sessions per day, and you taste around 45, 50 wines per day. And then when you receive the results, and you only see the country where the wine came from. So you can see if you gave the reward, you gave a gold medal, well, then you will see to which country you gave this medal, but you don't know the wine still. You don't know which wine is.
I
And
love that.
that's very interesting, very
I
interesting.
can
So,
imagine
for
that it can
example,
be.
I was very surprised that I gave 2 grand gold medals to Romanian wines, for example. In my table, I
Oh,
had wines from
Romanian,
Romania.
Romanian
They do
wine. This is very,
Moldavia also. I was
and
very, very
Slovakia.
surprised. Yes.
Slovakia. I've heard good things about. I've
So,
tasted a couple of Slovakian wines, Slovenian,
yes.
obviously Croatian wines.
Ukraine, Ukraine was also
Ukrainian.
participating. I had one from Ukraine in my in one session. No, very interesting. But I didn't have
Russian.
Croatia.
Did you try
But
any Russian wine? Did you
what?
try any Russian wine? You know that there's a new thing about
No,
Russian wine.
I haven't tasted Russian wines yet. You?
Not yet. I'm looking
No.
forward. So if you find one in Quebec, let me know.
Let
Please
yes,
share that
yes.
because
No.
I'm really interested.
Ukraine. That's as I said, it was a wine that I didn't know it was from Ukraine, and I tasted in the wine
How
competition.
was it?
But
How did you very like
yeah, well, I was a
happily?
white. It was a white. I don't remember how many points I gave to that to this wine, but yes, I think well, if they are in a competition, if they decide to send the wines to the wine competition, it's because the producer is very proud of the wine. So well, now do the experience of being a judge in jury in a wine competition is amazing. It's my no, it's not my first time in this competition, and I also very proud and also you represent your country of origin. Actually, I
Or
represented Argentina, and this made me also very proud of. Yes.
someday, if I have enough qualifications, I will do that.
Well, you can apply. Yeah, of course, we
Yeah,
will
I'm not
see.
ready
Why
yet. I'm not
not? We
ready.
will talk about it. We will
Yeah,
talk about
I'm
it.
not
If I
ready
had
yet,
to
you
give a
know.
reference, I will give your name.
Okay. Thank you, Marina. Whenever I feel ready, I will let you know, and then we talk about it. But today, I mean, probably it's not going to be a judging, but right. But I'd like to introduce you to a beautiful, beautiful wine region. And you know, I've been talking about this for a long time. We talk about it on Sauvignon Blanc Day. We've been chatting, you know, off the record, etc., about Croatian wines. Well, it's amazing. Like you know, when you saw the bottles and everything, like this is what we're tasting today, right? The first wine is going to be a white wine.
We
Um,
have the same bottle, yes.
of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story about Mergavita. Okay, this is Black.
Yes.
The winery is called Black Island. And my God, I forgot the name. Sorry, I'm kidding. So this was the first. I can't remember if it was the first or the second uh, of this style that I tried. And then when I tried it, I fell so in love with it that I started like buying it like crazy. You know, when you get that wine that you're like, oh my God, I need another bottle. I need to open another bottle. I need to serve it in my dinners. I need to share with my husband, with my family, with my friends. And then all of a
Yes.
sudden I ended up with a case of Mergavita. So Mergavita Poshi, if you see, it's a beautiful label, right? And
Let's
Black Island.
explain us a little bit what all this information is about. So you have the
Yeah.
name of the wine, the producer, the name of the wine. So
I'm
then
going
you
to tell you
have
something.
positive.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to explain you something about labels
Yes.
in Croatian wine.
Yes. Le-
Croatian wines is been in a lot of challenges, right? Starting with history, with war, with you know former Yugoslavia. We won't talk about that, and you know all the situations, right? And then bordering with other countries, etc. So this is a small winery. They work natural. They work in an organic way. Margarita means the path of the water, if I'm not mistaken. And that is
Okay.
pretty much representing, as you can see, it's a vine, and this is representing the water here, right? Oh, she says
Ah, you see, Yvette,
Mali. Okay, but which winery, Yvette?
we have a Plavac Mali after, huh?
Yes, we do, and I forgot to tell you to decant it first, but that's okay. As long as you know, you stir it a little bit, you're going to start feeling all the power of the plunge. Okay, so Mergavita. So this is coming from the village. It's a very small village from Smogvica, if I'm not pronouncing it incorrectly. So
Hmm.
Smogvica, it's a small area that is in the Dalmatian coast. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Yvette. That's great. You need to decant the Plausch Mali for sure, so you don't feel the heat in your head, in your face. So
Good.
it's so beautiful, and they work in an organic way. It's organic farming, part of it. So this is a great representation and an introductory poship. So poship, what exactly is poship? Poship is an indigenous grape that is coming from the region of the Dalmatian region. Okay, so it was found pretty much by mistake. There's a lot of historical, you know, in the books. It was found in the Dalmatian coast, as I mentioned before. So it wasn't really popular until winemakers and producers they started working the grape a single varietal, and they started mixing up, you know, traditional and modern ways for wine, for the wine. And then what you get at the end is a beautiful result of a representation of the grape. So this grape, I'm not going to tell you yet what is the main characteristic of the grape, because I would like you to, you know, pour a little bit on
So
the glass, and then we can start talking about it while we
before
taste it.
going to the wine, I have a question, Ellen. So when we talk about wine regions in Croatia, I think you have two main regions, right? You have more the coastal, it's the Dalmatia, right? And
Dalmacia,
then you have another
yes,
in the fields, they say
yes. We're
in
going to talk about the regions in a little bit when
good.
then I get
It's
inspired
okay.
and all the information comes to me. Now I'm just kidding. So,
Good, good.
what we're going to start tasting first, and we're going to go straight to the wine, so we can start talking about the region, and then we can talk
Look at
about
the
a little bit.
color. It's
Look,
amazing.
beautiful color. Mine is not as
And the
full as
notes.
yours, but if you feel
How aromatic. It's very aromatic.
the Poshit,
Wow.
Poshit is considered a high alcohol, very aromatic grape, and full body. And
Yeah.
as you can see,
Well, let's see in the mouth.
look at the alcohol in the content is 13.5.
Maybe it's too cold. I don't know if I put it too much in the. I just.
It's
But I
okay.
feel a
I'm
lot.
telling you
It's a
something that I figured out something. Salud.
salud.
And cheers for the ones who are watching or joining in later on.
Yes.
You can watch the recap, join us with wine.
Actually, I'm
And
trying to compare it with some other grape that maybe we can be used to, but no, but it's more like with the flower notes. So
chamomile.
it's very floral, chamomile. Yes, yes, very, very, very nice. Very not sweet in the good way, not sweet as sugar, but very gentle.
Salud, Yvette.
Well, it's in the mouth where I feel the unctuosity. It's very round. It's very, but all these varieties is always like that, or more, or mostly this wine or the quality of this producer that produces more small batches.
They
Normally,
produce,
it's
they produce small batches, right? And the terroir is very diverse there. And
yeah.
if I've never been into Croatia, I don't know if you've ever been into Croatia, but
No, no, that's what I wanted to say, that it's one of the most beautiful places in Europe as per pictures I saw. It would be a dream come true, actually. I see that it's very
we
much.
should plan and go
Let's start
together.
with the wine. Let's
Let's
travel with the wine.
let's go together. So let's talk about the wine.
Let's
Yeah, well, then we talk about the wine.
No, we can travel. As I always say that. Maybe we don't have the chance of going to everybody. Let's go. We have Yvette also that is showing. Let's plan a trip together.
We're already
Um,
planning a trip.
why
Okay,
not? Why
so
not? Yes.
what you're going to find in a poship, the characteristic that I always mention in my tastings about poship is you're going to find is a floral, but also mineral. The soil is a lot of rocks. You know, the Dalmatian. They say
Yes, I feel.
people.
Yes.
Yeah, you can
Hmm.
feel that, right?
With
A
them,
little bit of
yes.
salinity or minerality at the end.
The stony mineral.
Oh,
Yes,
there you go. You got it.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well, yes, it's not a variety. Let me tell me if I am wrong, but it's not a variety that uh, it's not too much fruit. It's more complex. It has more herbal, floral, mineral notes, huh?
the one that we're tasting right now is the 2019, right? 2019 Margarita. I'm telling you, I fell so in love with this wine since I tried it the first time. And is it has several medals in the Decanter World Wine Award. So
Wow, it's amazing.
it is
Smoke
beautiful.
Vika, Smoke Vika, what does it mean? What
It's
is
the region. Is there a
the
small?
region?
It's a village that is located in the Dalmatian coast.
Okay, it's like the crew in, like, well, let's say like that.
Yes, yeah, exactly, like the crew.
Yes.
But you're going to find a combination of soils there. You're going to find the sandy soils. And just a fun fact about Poshi, it grows on its own root.
Ah,
Almost stuff.
okay.
Yes. So it's, anti-phylloxera. So, and the sandy soil helps a lot too, right? So you're going to find different characteristics depending on the producer, but most likely Margarita is something that I feel I can have with full bodied food as well, bold flavor foods. Like you won't believe it. I did a tasting with Margarita and other posh chips before, and I'm able to taste it with cured meats. I mean, and in Croatia they have a lot of cured meats. They have cheeses and they have fish and also the seafood. So whenever
The seafood,
I'm
yeah.
tasting this wine, I don't. I learned to enjoy it not so cold because to be honest with you, I enjoy it when it's like slightly chilled but not warm. I don't know how
Not
to
too much.
explain it. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, I
12,
understand.
maybe 12,
Yes.
right? 12 degrees is going to be, I mean, for me, perfect. And I've been seeing the development of the wine in the glass. Yes, a lot of Mediterranean cuisine. Imagine Adriatic coast, and you having a beautiful poshi from a small winery, tasting a lot of, yeah, like you were saying, this is a
I'm
complete art.
so I'm so seduced by the nose, huh? The nose it has, the
Oh
aromas
yeah,
are
poshi is
you I can
absolutely
spend
gorgeous
all
right
the
now.
time. I can spend all the time smelling. It's very, very, very attractive.
Hey, poshi is very addictive. Look at me.
And it, yeah,
Feeling
yeah.
because it's like it goes like water for me sometimes. It's terrible and I enjoy it, but I've been tasting so many margaritas that it's just like, oh, it's so pleasant in the mouth, not in the mouth, in the mouth. And then
Yes, yeah, no.
nose is absolutely stunning wine. So you are the wine judge here, so I'm going to let you uh, dive into the glass of Croatian, of your first Croatian wine, if we want to call it like that. Maybe it's not your first Croatian because you already tried
No,
one
but it's
in the.
but I'm not an specialist in Croatian wine, so that's why I wanted to do it that with you. But this kind of grape is like this kind of indigenous grape of this part
Yes,
of
indigenous.
the most unknown part of Europe, like Croatia, Bulgaria, Moldavia,
No,
Romania. There
this,
are a
uh-huh.
lot of indigenous grapes that are so particular, so unique that I'm really curious. I want to know in terms of white and red. I know we will be tasting a red after, but in terms of white and red, Croatia is more produces more
White,
whites than red.
white region country. It's
White,
the percentage,
exactly.
the percentage is in my course, but I can't remember right now in the top of
No,
my head.
no, just we
I
are
think
not.
it's
We it's not an
60.
exam. Yes,
No, but it's more. It's the
it's
highest
more
percentage of white
of
producing. And
white.
as mentioned before, Croatia is, they are not the big exporters of wine. So whenever you have the chance of finding a Croatian wine, and I always say that to my friends and colleagues and family, etc. Whenever you find Croatian wine, and the other day I found it at one of my favorite wineries, and it was a Porsche. I was just like, oh my god, it's here! And I saw a bunch of them, right? Because I usually buy it from the distributor in Ontario. So I'm just like, oh my god, it's amazing, because I can recommend it to my friends, and it's easier just to send them over and pick up the
Well, let
bottle.
me know a little bit how the why the Croatian wines are more known and appreciated in Ontario rather than Quebec, for example. I cannot
Maybe
find a
because
lot
I've
of
been
Croatian.
promoting them like crazy. I'm just kidding.
Yes,
No,
maybe that's a reason.
no. It's not just because of me. It's just because, I mean, the importer is located here, and they've been doing a great job with introducing all the wines, and that's how I tasted my first wine, right, through the
Sure.
importer. It's called Croatian Pack, as you can. I don't know if you check that in the card. But anyways, they are the importers here. There's also an importer, very, very popular importer in the US that we chat sometimes about tastings, etc. Croatian Premium, which is in the States. But anyways, in Ontario, it's been like, we've been doing a lot of work in regards of the region, right?
So interesting. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And in terms of price, which is the price of this one?
That's 26.95 if I'm not mistaken. So it's right now we're going to start talking about wines under 30 or close to 30, right? So Croatian wines are it's not like you're getting you're getting a lot of quality. Croatian wines are competing. The Croatian wine region is competing now with big examples. Oh, maybe
Let's
there's
see.
someone coming in Quebec. Okay, thank you, Sasha, for that.
Yeah.
So we have to send a few to Marina. Yeah,
I
no,
think there is an interest. There is an interest here
there's an
for
interest.
that.
I've seen some people in Quebec tasting a few wines, right? And yes, and also in Winnipeg. My friend, my dear friend from Croatia, her name is Matea, and she's watching. Hi, Matea. Me and her, we always try wines, and I always ask her, "How do I pronounce that? How do I, because it's nice. It's like us when we are learning wine, we try to, learn the French terminology. Well,
The good terminology. Sure,
Spanish
sure.
anyways,
Yes.
Portuguese terminology. I'll have to talk about Portuguese wine with you later. Anyway,
That
but
and another.
terminology, right? Terminology and names and proper names. For example, it's something that I teach in my course is how to read the label. We're going to do that later because we have so much to talk about Croatian wines.
Yes, but you can, if you want to talk about now about the label, I don't know, maybe it's a good moment or yes,
Sure.
we the other.
Well, what I was telling you at the beginning is that it's very challenging for Croatian wine sometimes to get into the audiences because of the cheers, Matea, because
Cheers.
imagine seeing all this variety in Lesac, for example, yourself,
Yes,
or when you go
yes.
to LCBO here, you're like, oh my God, all this French terminology. And if we talk about the consumer perspective, a lot of people struggle with different
Too
languages,
much information. Yeah.
and they want more information and they want to have a little bit of guidance here. So I don't speak Croatian. I'm not Croatian. I'm a Latin American like you, with a passion for this wine. So what I did is I did some research and I figured out how to read some of the labels. I am not an expert yet, but working on that. So if you check on the back, right, and maybe Sasha can help me or Matea, since they're watching. So Margarita, as I explained, is the path of the water. That's what it means, the name. The name of the grape is right here. It says Poship, okay? So if you go to the back of the label, you're going to find Zivjeli Suho Vino. So it means that it's a dry wine. Zivjeli, I forgot for a moment. Maybe Sasha can help me with that. Zivjeli, what is the meaning of Zivjeli, Sasha? If you are listening, I forgot. Suddenly, I forgot. But anyways, so Suho Vino means that it is a dry wine, okay? And sometimes we're going to have the information in the back in English and in Croatian, right? Like they do.
Yes, like here. Yes, yes. The back label, let's say.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they have the information in English, as you know, and then some of the information below, it's going to refer to the appellation. You were asking me about wine regions when we started tasting the wine. Oh, yes, sorry, yeah, Vigelo. Hi! Oh my God, Afix Valley is here.
White,
Hi!
white. Zivjeli is
White.
white, right?
Yes, Vigelo is white, and then I'm going to tell you the name of the red in a little bit because
Okay.
it went away. So
Yeah.
there are other terms that you're going to find in some of the labels that refers to quality. Okay, high quality, premium quality, and categories, etc. It all depends if they are part of an appellation. The two official appellations that you will find in Croatia are in the Dalmatian code, and they are Dingash and Posup. Okay.
Okay.
Award-winning wines are mainly in the Dingash area, and they are made from Plavash Mali, which is our next wine in a little bit. Okay.
Good.
So, we're going to talk about the winery. We're going to talk about the label of the next one as well. But I wanted to know if you have more questions about a Poship, because Poship has a huge background. Is it can be. I don't know if you feel the earthiness, a little bit of the earthiness. This wine is beautiful with all this flavorful food, and I just can't get enough of it. So I have to drink a little bit more.
Yes, it's a gastronomic wine. And we call it like that. In French, for example, you say vin de gastronomie when it's a wine that you can pair it with a lot of food and it's not only for the aperitivo. It's a wine that because of the unctuosity, because of the flavors, because of the nose, all this intensity, for sure it can pair very well with a lot of food with seafood, I think, even with the spicy food, because it can make a nice contrast between the flour, the nice notes, and with the spicy notes.
Yes.
Um,
There's some spice
it's more,
here. If you feel it, there's a little bit of
yeah,
like, I usually
but not too
say
much.
maybe
Yeah,
like a spice, maybe like a leaf, maybe some Mediterranean herbs, if you want to call it like that. Maybe
no, but it's mostly floral, very herbaceous notes, mineral notes, stony
mineral.
notes.
But I enjoy that
Yes,
minerality. I mean, sometimes
yes.
there are some wines that are very like overwhelming, and like
And
I
I
mean, they're
feel
good in the nose.
I, I feel the coast here. I feel the sea. There is a final that it's a little bit of salinity, saline.
Yeah.
I feel that in the aftertaste. So it's very, very nice. I think it's a wine that can be aged very well also. I don't know
You
why.
can you
I
can
think
be
so, huh?
it's a
Yeah.
grape that is very versatile. That's what I'm aware
Yes.
of. And whenever you
Yes.
find a pochette from the smoked bica, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Smoked bica and Chara, those are the best regions when where you're going to find pochette. And
Okay.
this is also in the area of Corchula, okay, which is the one of the islands. And in Corchula, it's supposed to be the land of Marco Polo. So it's a lot of history there.
Ah,
Yes,
well, these regions have a lot of history. They have a lot
right.
also. I think that for so many years, maybe also the production was forbidden because I don't know if I correct me if I am wrong, but I think that they were conquered by the Turkish. I don't know if for some time for
It was a lot. It was first of all, it was occupied, the Romans, and
of
it was a lot of,
yeah.
the
Yes,
Greek, the
it has.
Phoenician. It's similar to the story in Spain, but quite different because at the end of the day, it was after the Greeks, we had the Austro-Hungarians. The
Yes.
Austro-Hungarians are responsible from bringing some of the grapes that we will find now being planted in Croatia. But Poshi
Okay.
is an indigenous, is truly autochthonous from the Dalmatian coast.
Exactly. No, very particular.
Very
So,
good.
if someone wants to buy this wine, let's say they have to contact the distributor. There is some distributor who is
Yes,
represented there.
and you can
Okay.
also do it. Their name is Croatian Pack here in Ontario. And then you can also order it through LCBO, right? When you place the order on the website, and then you can send it
Yes.
to your preferred store. Or, I mean, we can always make it happen for you.
Yeah. Good.
We can
Perfect.
try.
Perfect.
Okay,
No,
great.
unique. Very good.
Another grape that I wanted to talk to you about. It's a beautiful. Okay, so at the beginning in my Croatian wine discovery, I fell in love with Poship. I wanted to show you another Poship too. It's an award-winning from Testament Winery. Well, I didn't chill it, so obviously I don't think I'm gonna open it. But the other one that I wanted to share with you, I don't know if we're gonna have time to open that too. But it's from the same producer, okay, from the Dalmatian coast. This is Testament Debit, okay. So this is one of the most renowned Dalmatian grapes, right? The winemaker is called, I think it's Jurash Slavic. That's the name of the winemaker, right? He's been working with a lot of, everything is organic here, and they've been using a lot of traditional methods in winemaking and combining it with modern styles as well. So these wines are going to be very, very complex. This one, no, but I have a couple more from the same winery that they have. Yes, Testament David is delicious. of
Ah,
course.
you have people that love Testament,
Yeah.
David. Okay.
They
Well,
really know that. Yes, it's delicious. Another grape that I really love from the region is called Gurk. Oh my God. The
Gurk.
funny thing,
Yes, I
yes,
heard about it. Yes.
Gurk, when I tasted it the first time, I recorded myself tasting it for the first time and I posted on Instagram. And I don't know if you saw my face. I was just in love and I thought, oh my God, I'm cheating to Poshi because all my time with Croatian wines have been like Poshi, Poshi,
Was it?
Poshi, Poshi, Poshi. I'm sorry. And then I tried Gurk, and the funny thing is like, Gurk is there's no vowels. There's no vowels in the Croatian grapes most of the times, right? And those are very special. The ones that I tasted without a vowel most of the time are my favorites. So they're good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Plavash. I love my Malvasia, Istarska, and etc. But whenever I find a Gurk, it's in oh my God, right? Gurk is absolutely stunning. You can't stop drinking it. You really can't. But
Well, next
anyway,
time
we're
I
going to
will
talk
find.
about
Yes.
that later on.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, well, this is one of the most, we are talking right now. Yes, yes, exactly. Natalie, thank you for sharing. We all love Gurk here, and we
I
will
I
share it
like
again.
I like to see all these people who loves Croatian wines. There is a big community like that. That's so
And you know
that's
what? They
great.
are Croatian. Natalie's from
They
Croatia.
are
Maria is from
Croatian.
Croatia. Sasha is Croatian, and he's actually the co-founder of Croatian Pact. I think he's still watching us. Hopefully, he's right there in case that I need help with some of the names if I pronounce them incorrectly. But
Yeah.
anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about, besides the fantastic wide varieties that you will find, is approximately 130 native grapes that they still have. It was a huge loss in phylloxera times. It was a huge loss in war. Sharing the land and splitting everything. I'm not going to go into depth into that. It was a lot of challenging times. So there were a lot of grapes that they were lost in time, right? So
Okay.
nobody, and as you are aware, nobody was keeping a record of those native grapes around the world. So in the world, we had a huge loss. Just Chile is the only one who has a record, a standard record of all the native grapes that they used to have before, including Pais, anyways. But
Yeah, it's
that's
true.
right. So some recommendations for you in later on that you can try. For example, if Bugava is another Dalmatian grape, is very small, the production of Bugava. They compare it sometimes with Pinot Gris, right? So it kind of like the idea. The
But
other
the
one,
comparison is because it grows close to Italy
the
or
profile is both because of the profile of the grape, right?
the
Some people,
profile.
yes,
Okay.
exactly. The profile, the tasting profile. And we are talking about still grapes, the white grapes. But if we move to the red varieties, yes, I have my amazing suggestions for you. Still under 30, okay? And one of them is again from this producer, Testament. And it's one personal favorite that I always include in all my tastings is Testament Babbage. Okay, so Babbage
Okay.
is going to be the first red grape that I'm going to be talking to you about today. There is, I mean, some last names in Croatia they use Babbage as last name, if I'm not mistaken, right? And it's very common in Croatia. So it's also the name of this grape that is going to be very complex regarding tannins, alcohol levels, and acidity. So it's very good, refreshing, not as the one that we'll taste right now, okay? Because this is the Big Daddy. I mean, yes, it's one of the examples of the Big Daddy in Dalmatia, okay? That's how we call it. That's how I
Okay.
call it, the Big Daddy. So, but Babish is going to be a great introduction for consumers for example, in Quebec, if you ever want to talk about Croatian wines there, it's great to introduce them with something a little bit lighter, a little bit, that they can get used to the feeling of it. Some people compare it with Pinot Noir. I'm like, no, no, no way. But it's probably
Okay.
because of the tasting profile or the body in the palate. But no, I wouldn't go there. So that's Babbage, and there's great producers of Babbage at the moment. And then if you want, we can talk about, well, there's also another ones, you know, Trividrag, which is Sergena Kastelanski. Trividrag is pretty much the parent of Plava Shmali. That's what I wanted to tell you before we go to the next grape. Okay, so
because just to move it in just to make like for people who are learning about it or trying to get. Let me know if I am wrong, but let's say that Croatian native grapes are more rustic. Let's say for the palate, maybe people is not used to this kind of
yes,
experience. So that's why you
definitely.
say that if you want to start drinking Croatian wines, it's better to go with more lighter wines
In the
because,
red,
well,
in the red section.
in the red section, yes, in the
If you
red
go with the
section.
white section, definitely Posh it, and of course Graševina. Graševina is the
Gracevina is
first
like,
ever wine that I tried from Croatia. Gorgeous wine, another purchased by the case, so it's beautiful.
yes, yes. Well, but then we go to the red and with the Plavac, huh?
Sure, of course. Okay, so what you have today in the glass,
I
what you
will
will
I will
have.
show the bottle while you, yeah, good.
So today
Let's
we will be
we have the
tasting Brime.
Brime.
Brime is the name of the wine. You know, like obviously, if the winery is Riesman, they are located in Comarna, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. Yeah, they're in Comarna. Yeah, and they are most of the wineries. This is the newest region. Okay, so Comarna in Dalmatia is one of the newest regions. It's all organic. All the region is
Ah,
organic,
okay.
right? They
They
have
they
beautiful
they say it in the
cycling.
label, and they have the organic
Yes,
certifications. Yes.
yes, they do. They do. I didn't even have the time to check the label yet, but yeah, it looks like it looks very beautiful, and it has the Croatian and English, definitions, which is great. And it
So
was
let me guess. Let me guess. Red, we call it Criveno, right?
Villeno is white, and then the red we're going to call it.
Criveno?
Um,
Criveno?
I think
Like
so.
this?
Oh my God, I can't remember. Yeah, no, no, no. It's Verno. It's Verno.
Okay, I cannot pronounce, but Suho, it's right.
It is right, exactly.
Yes, yeah, I'm trying to
Thank
learn.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Good,
sometimes
good.
like, obviously it's a very, like, sometimes I get to forget. I tend to forget I didn't drink Croatian wines in a few days, which is surprising because I'm always drinking Croatian wines.
So
But
the
yeah,
one region is Comarna. Yes, this label is very good because we
very,
can
very
learn
good.
a lot about it. Yes,
Okay.
I like it.
I know, but they're not all like this. If I show you a label from Istria, let's say the Koronika wineries, you will be like, that's a letter
I,
C. Beautiful, beautiful. But you will be like, huh? And then
what
you
is
have to
this?
figure it out.
What it is?
Yes,
Yes.
but it's amazing wines, Koronika wines from Istria. But we will talk slowly, slowly with the region. I wanted you to kind of give it a little swirl, because what you're going to taste right now is, I mean, it's different from what you tried before. So imagine this little grape that is the best resemblance of the parents, okay? So the parents are kind of like rustic and maybe two funky parents, they get together, they get married, and they have this son, right? So I don't know why I consider Plavash Mali masculine. I don't know, maybe it's in my mind. It's because of the
No,
way.
no, I agree with you. This is something that we don't have to do that, but I used to do that. I think that some wines are more masculine, but some grapes, and I do this without judging. There is no prejudice. How do you say it? I'm sorry, I don't remember the word in English, but without having any. I don't prefer any than other. I like both, but some grapes are more masculine, some grapes are more feminine, and it's true. It's true. It's
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
Wow, wow.
a little bit more information about Plavash Mali. So again, we're talking about these two parents, right? Saludinaka Selansky, known as Trividrag, right? And then we know that they have a beautiful son, and it's called Plavash Mali. So Plavash Mali, and yeah, this is very overrated all the time. So it's called, it means small blue because of the high concentration of juice, and it's a very tiny grape. I haven't seen it in person, but I can imagine it because it's the size of a berry, like a blueberry. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
right. So
Very concentrated. Yeah.
very concentrated. I don't know if you tasted already or you were just like assessing
No,
the
I'm
notes.
waiting. I'm waiting.
So
Well,
there's another term that I found the other day when I was talking about Plavash Mali for Plavash Mali Day. I don't know, you joined, I guess. But I was saying, oh my God, it should be called like big purple because it's a purple juice. Like I don't know, look at the color of the wine. If you take a look at the color of the wine.
let's say something, Ellen. We are in the
In my hair, don't you think it matches with my hair?
yes, yes, it pairs very well. But it's not a young one, huh? It's a 2016. So what I see, sorry, it's some evolution in the color and also in the nose. But in the nose, what I feel, I don't know, what I feel is more animal notes, leather notes.
Leather,
It's
for sure.
leather,
Yes.
very particular. Yes, animal hints.
So
Yeah.
you will find Plavash Mali in all this area in the region of Pelisac, right? Still, we're in
Yes.
Dalmatia, right? I haven't taken you to
Yes.
other regions because I don't think we're going to have enough time for the other region. It will be ideal, but I mean, you don't have wines from Istria. Maybe in the next one.
In
So
the next one, for
yeah.
this first
So
time, it's great.
what do you think about the notes besides all the animal notes that you were finding here? Leather, earthiness, dark fruit. Cheers. Salud.
I cheers, salud. Wow, this one is still very tannic. I feel now I know why you call it Big Daddy or something like that because it's strong. Even if it's 2000, it's amazing. I love it. This is the kind of wines I like.
Me too. Do you
Wow.
do you feel any resemblance of this style of wine with any Argentinian wine, red Argentinian? Do you find any similarities, or it's just me?
No, I don't feel a similarity
No,
with Argentina.
no.
Maybe with
The other day I was
maybe with
thinking
the
maybe we're
Cabernet
like that.
Sauvignon. Maybe with the grape, with the Cabernet Sauvignon grape. I feel this kind of similarity. I feel the tannins. I feel the that it's very strong. So it reminds me for a tanat. You know the tanat, the
Mhm.
one from
Yes,
Uruguay.
I was I was
That's
I
what it
was
makes
trying
me
to
more
compare
than
with South American. Sanat and
more
Joy from
than yes. If we say about Argentina, I would say South America. I may say most
Uruguay.
maybe
Uruguay.
Uruguay with the tanat variety, and or a big Cabernet Sauvignon maybe.
Um, it has to be
I don't know.
Maule.
Yeah.
Hmm, no, they have to be a little bit more earthiness.
Yes. No. And you don't have. Yes. Well, it's very good. Very very intense. With a lot of potential, aging potential still.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yes.
we are drinking it in a good moment, but it could because we like this
It
kind
will
of wine.
develop
But for
better.
people who like more smooth wines, maybe it's a wine that you can keep it a little bit. You have to buy a case and then you have to drink it once, one per year,
Well, to
one
be
bottle.
to be honest with you, what I always do with Plavash Mali, and wait until you try
Wow.
the Dingash. The Dingash appellation is like oh God, it's like to melt. You
Yeah.
know, the taste is absolutely amazing. It's just beautiful wine. So
And
yeah, no,
quality price ratio, where we are situated with these
this
kind
is
of wines.
29.60 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, wow. Compared with the white, I think that this wine has a lot of potential. The white, of course, it's another level, it's another sensation, another experience. But if we are thinking of a very good one, for example, if you are a fan of strong Spanish wines, then you have a good option here to change or to go.
Yeah,
Or if you like
yeah.
newer wines, as you say before, from Argentina, for example, well, or Chile, then you have here another particular in the same price that it's very, very, very good.
The quality is very high, and what the European Union, what has been doing, what they did is divided the region in several regions. So it's two official regions, the Dalmatian coast and the opposite, right? But it's divided into four. So four regions, four different appellations, and more regions inside of that. But the official ones, they are called Istria, okay? Istria, Dalmatia, the
Yeah.
Croatian uplands, and obviously you're going to find, okay, I have a visitor here.
Yes, someone that wants to taste the wine.
Yes, exactly. And then we're going to find the beautiful region of Slavonia, okay? So
Slavonia.
yeah, Slavonia is the producer of, is the main house of the Graševina grape, which is the most planted grape in Croatia. Then we're going to find the most planted in red is going to be Plavac Mali most of the time, right?
This is the most, yes, the
Yes,
biggest
exactly.
variety, yes.
And I wanted, to be honest with you, it was this is my second time trying the Brime, and Brime from Brisbane is very interesting. It feels a little bit a different profile from the other Plavac Mali that I usually have. From, for example, Volarevic, they produce this wow perfumey, super dark in color, super high in tannins, but very, very structured and nice. It feels like you were drinking kind of chocolate. I don't know. I don't know
Yes.
if that's the right
Well,
word to
this is
say.
but
It's
here I
very
feel, in this wine, I feel a lot of these characteristics, huh? In terms of
good.
oak, yes. I had a question I forgot, but I wanted to say in terms of consumption, Croatian people consumes a lot of wines internally, right?
Yes, most of them, like I was telling you at the beginning, they are not a really exporting
Exporter.
region. Is importer. They are more importers, and they like to keep their wines, right? And don't get me wrong, if I was Croatian and I live in Croatia and I have wines like this, of course I will keep them for myself, and I don't want to export
Yes,
them.
yes,
But it's
no, for
nice,
sure, for
because
sure.
people need to know. Like that's the reason why I try to promote the region every time I can. People need to be aware of the quality of this region that is, as I mentioned before, competing with with other international varieties, with other wine regions that are, always winning awards. And now, only this year, Croatia has like probably 200 something medals in the Decanter Wine Awards, and that's the one I follow the most. I like the DWWA. Yeah,
Yeah.
DWA. Yes, that's the one I follow most of the time because I find that, like you were saying, more objective and more more into quality, and taking into consideration all the work that is being done just to in the winemaking process, in harvesting. It's a lot of work. It's one of the few heroic wine regions as well, especially in Dalmatia, because it's steep slopes, very hard for mechanization. So what you will find is a lot of manual work. So obviously you are paying for a lot of work that it's been happening in the
No,
wine.
for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Now that the wine is in the glass for a couple of minutes, it's getting even better. I think
So
it's It's a
Waking up,
wine that
right?
you have to wake in the way, let him a little bit to open to show more for
And
of
that's why I
course
was telling you,
for
I want,
red grilled meat, it will be my perfect pairing
but in
for
Dalmatian,
sure.
they use a lot of, because they do a lot of, I'm sorry, they use a lot of seafood. They have all these stews and dishes with fish, but they also consume beef in the Dalmatian coast.
Yeah,
They have all these different stews that are really different, very interesting,
for
right?
sure.
Okay, perfect. What else can you find in the palette?
In the palate, I feel a lot of vegetal notes, like say, well, I see the good, I feel the good, the oak, but very well integrated. But what I really like is how the tannins are so present, good acidity. I feel like it's very like complete. It goes, it stay for a long time. I feel yes, the red fruit, but very like a jam, like a strawberry jam, like
But
red
it's like
fruit,
cooked fruits. That's what I always
cooked
find in the
fruit.
flower. That the
Yes,
flower is
yes.
certainly
But
something.
actually what I have, like, if I have to say something with the wine, it's the aging potential that it has, the
Of both
intensity,
of
the
them. Yeah.
tannins, the good acidity in a good way. So the kind of wines that they can clean your mouth. What I like to say is that when you eat, let's say we eat a steak with a lot of well, it's not good for the cholesterol, but let's say a good steak with very juicy, very nice, and then you take the wine has to clean your mouth, has to let you get into the next food or the next sip. So this is the kind of wine that you it's strong, and I love it. I love it, and I cannot compare it with any. Well, as I said, maybe the tannin because of the tannins and the strongness, but the
No,
strength. But
but we have
it's very particular, very particular.
As Latinas, we will find those characteristics that we only have in our regions, in our countries. If I
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
like whenever I try, for example, Malvasia or Poshik, you will have a different sometimes descriptor, and you will be like, "Oh my God, did you taste that?" And I'm like, some people they ask me, "What is that fruit?" And I'm like, "I think it's only growing in Latin America." So that reminds me of fruits and
Yes.
vegetables sometimes that you won't find in Canada or anywhere else. It's
No,
going to be here in the
it's a spicy. I feel some cinnamon. Also, I feel some. If we have to find some similar tasting note that we can experience here in Canada, I may say cinnamon, for example,
Mhm.
or sweet spices like paprika or something like a mix of things. But it's very complex. Huh? It's a very complex wine.
Do you
It's
wanna play?
not.
Do you wanna play a game and give me some points for the wines? Not to me. It's just like
Ah,
no, I'm just kidding. But you can do that if you want.
no, no. I want to be honest with you now because I'm still in the mood of the wine contest. I put a number. Yes, I did that at the beginning, but it's no, because now we are taking more time, and sometimes
Yeah,
some wines need to breathe, need to
exactly.
open.
This needs
It's
to
not the
open up
same.
all the time. No, I know that. It's just a joke. And I'm glad you're enjoying them. And from the perspective of a Latino, you know how difficult it is to deal with people in Latin America regarding wine. People prefer and like to spend a little bit more in beer. And don't get me wrong, I like beer too, but I will spend a good amount of money in a good wine when the quality is involved. Like with Croatian wine, there's
They deserve, yes, they deserve to be known even more. But this is our task, your task, my task, to learn more, to show to the people more of these wines, to make comparisons, to try to find the point of similarity, just to make people understand where, as we say before, oh, well, it reminds me something, some flavors or some type of wines that we are used to, because with this kind of wines, we need to make a comparison. It's not, or we have to start from zero and be ready to a new experience. And actually, that's why, that's
I
the
like
way
that. I,
I like to discover the new
I
wines,
like
like
that too. I
Croatia,
like to discover.
because when you ask me a couple of times, I cannot be the compare. I'm ready to experience a new thing, and this is what I like, and I think it will be better for people who goes for Croatia. They have to experience. They have to do the experience of of Croatian wines, maybe without any expectations, maybe without any knowledge about it, but
Yeah, and you know
to
what?
get into.
It's good. It's good that I try to do lives all the time when I talk about Croatian wines. That's the reason. And I also have my course that I haven't really promoted lately because I'm very busy with
But
work.
let us know about it. What is the course? Who can do this course?
You can, anybody can do the course, and you become a Croatian wine ambassador. Okay, it's like one of those wines of Chile, but instead of, it was founded by me.
Well,
I
that's why I wanted to know.
I wrote it,
You can,
I did the
yes.
research, I created like a booklet. I'm still working on the final because I know that there's another kind of another small book from another a duo that they were traveling around in Croatia. I don't know if you heard about them, Exotic Wine Travel. So they drafted the first guide for Croatian wines. My perspective is a little bit different. Mine is to talk about history, to talk about the regions, appellations, of course, and not talking so much about. I mean, they include restaurants and they include all that. I mean, I'm not in. I'm in tourism, but I'm not going to include restaurants that you can visit in Croatia. I'm going to talk about the region, characteristic of the grapes, and that's and how to read the labels. You know, the meaning of the words,
To
why they
understand the
have
labels.
to understand the labels, to understand the terminology. Yeah, so that's what is I've been doing with a few people and sending certificates already. A couple in the States, some here in Canada. So yeah. It's been
You
great.
have to come to have to offer it here in Quebec.
I
We
will.
will help you to
I
find.
will, and
I will register. I will do it, and we will
you know
find
what
people for that will do it with me.
we should do it live, and we should do it like in person with the wines
Yes,
so everybody can get to learn and compare. And you were saying something very important, and well, time is running already, but I wanted to say that for me, in my particular way, is discovering wines, discovering flavors, and Croatian wines are challenging because they're different. And when you get
absolutely.
compare. What am I going to compare here? It's not comparison. It's challenging. It's great. And then you want to dig in more, and then you want more. And then I ended up trying the entire portfolio for the distributor. I get some other wines from other importers. So I've been like all over the place with all the Croatian grapes. I haven't tasted 130 yet, but I'm working on that.
Ellen, you made me feel like you made me actually fall in love as well. I'm very curious now to continue
Exploration.
this trip, this Croatian trip through the wines.
Of course.
I really like it. I really like it.
Thank you. No,
Thank you.
I'm really happy that you enjoyed the ones that I picked because I was just like, maybe I should, because I have some other producers that I'm so in love with. I really wanted to try Babish. I really wanted to try the Dingash, the appellation one from Plavash Mali. Wow, wow, and wow. And I also want you to try some Istrian goodies. Oh my God.
From Israel, yes, the other
So
appellation,
Istria
of
is
course.
Istria
Next
is called
time, next time.
the super Tuscan, right? So we can do a selection of
I
Eastern wines or the other regions because sometimes
I
everybody talks so much about Dalmatia, but it's the most traditional wine region. But also we have to remember Istria is very important. They have all this influence from other countries, and
It's
it's
like nowadays. Let's do a comparison. It's like Argentina with Mendoza, and there
exactly.
are ones from all over. Absolutely,
Exactly.
absolutely.
So yes,
Nicely done, when Consul. I completely agree with Yvette. I'm so proud of being part of this live and having you exclusively
thank
and,
you.
to make me discover this. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank
You're
you. And it's
amazing,
so nice
and
to
you
have this.
and you should continue. Well, you will continue doing this and making all Canadian discover the Croatian wines because they have a lot of potential. I really agree with you.
Yes. And then we still have to find more. I have to show you the orange wines from Istria and oh my
Well,
God.
this is a trend. Here in Quebec. It's trend. It's trendy. Or orange wines from all
That's
over the
another thing
world.
that I'm working
In
on. So
Ontario,
yeah.
in Ontario as well.
Yeah, in
Orange
Australia, a lot of
wines.
people are starting to try orange wines, and it's like, it's been for ages, and I started trying it like a few years ago, but it was right now it's like boom, orange wines everywhere, amber wines everywhere. So, which is great, but I also like to leave a message for people is to try something new, something different, and challenge, like you were saying, experiencing
Yeah.
something new without having to compare. Sometimes it's good to compare for the
Nothing.
consumer, but
Nothing because they are completely different. Well, the wine that we taste, the positive is unique. I cannot compare
I
it with
love
anything
it. I
else.
love Pashi. I have to make sure that you try the
And the
Malvasia
red
Sante.
is the kind of rustic wine, strong,
Masculine.
bodied. Yes, that masculine. Let's say all these words. And well, for people who
Yeah,
like that, it will be amazing to discover also
of course. The
the
combination.
Plavac Mali. Great.
Flower smiling. Yes, no, that's great. Yeah, and we will talk about more in the part number 2 of Croatian wines, and then we can mix it up and talk a little bit more. But there's a great findings under $30. Testament, Brime from Risman, Mergavita, Black Island, and also we have Graševina from Kutjevo. They have award-winning wines, beautiful region and beautiful wines. Oh my God, you have to try Graševina. I think you already did. But yes, and
Yeah.
also Benvenuti from Istria. They're doing great, great things, blending grapes, Tempranillo, Nebbiolo,
Well, maybe
Verde.
next time we could go into Istria,
Yes,
one region. Maybe
yes.
that would be amazing also
We can
to
compare with
discover.
Italy. We can have a comparison with Italy side by side.
Let's do it. Let's do like. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, perfect.
Great.
Okay, Marina.
Perfect.
I think they're going to kick us out soon, and we have our moms, so we're also Latinas. Thank you so much for doing the reel with all of us, with the community. It was fun, a lot of fun for the Hispanic Month Heritage and Latino Month Heritage. So great to have you. And well, we'll meet up next time and we'll continue talking about wines, and more wines.
Whenever you want. Cheers. Salud.
Likewise. Cheers, my friend.
Ciao.
Chao.
Gracias.
Un gusto,
Gracias.
Fabiola. Bueno, gracias a
Ciao,
ti.
ciao.
Chao. Bye, Ben.
Bye. Bye.